Welcome to our first ever deep dive into document support services.
Yeah.
I'm so excited you're here with
Oh,
me.
me too.
On this show, we take your sources and we pull out the most interesting and surprising information.
Yeah.
So think of it as your shortcut to being an expert minus the whole grad school thing.
Precisely. We sift through the material so you can just sit back and absorb all the good stuff.
And today's deep dive is all about restrictive practices, specifically as they relate to people with disabilities and the NDIS, which I know is a topic you're super passionate about. Our main source is some audio from Document Support Services, or DSS for short, which is an NDIS provider that is really doing some amazing work in this area.
Yes. Their commitment to ethical care really shines through in their approach.
Yeah, confession time. When I first heard restrictive practices, I pictured, well, restraints,
Right.
like something out of a movie.
Oh,
But it turns out it's a way bigger concept than that, right?
absolutely. It's anything that limits someone's freedom of movement or choice, and it can take some pretty unexpected forms.
DSS breaks it down into 5 categories, and honestly, some of them surprise me. Let's walk through them. First up, mechanical restraint. What exactly does that mean?
Well, think of things like splints or even specially designed clothing. It's about using a physical object to restrict movement.
So a splint for a broken bone wouldn't count,
Yeah.
but using a splint to stop someone from flapping their hands would.
Exactly. The intent is key. It's the same with gloves. If they're for a medical condition, that's one thing. But if they're to stop someone from, say, picking at their skin, that becomes a restrictive practice. It's all about the why behind the action.
That nuance is fascinating.
Okay.
What about physical restraint? Is that more like what I initially pictured?
It can be, think physically holding someone down or blocking them from hitting themselves.
Right.
But again, context is crucial. Helping someone get dressed who needs physical assistance isn't restrictive. It's supporting them.
It's about the goal then, not just the action itself.
Okay.
This is already more complex than I realized. What's the next category?
Environmental restraint, which is all about limiting someone's access to spaces.
So the obvious example would be locked doors.
Yes, but it can be subtler too. Constant supervision, even if well-intentioned, can be a form of environmental restraint.
How interesting.
It restricts independent movement and decision-making.
Wow, I hadn't considered that. Okay, now I'm really curious about chemical restraint. That sounds pretty intense.
It can be. This category is about using medication to control behavior, not to treat a medical condition.
So even a small dose of a common drug, if it's being used to manage someone's behavior rather than address a medical issue, that counts as chemical restraint.
It does. And this is a particularly complex area ethically because it can be difficult to determine the true intent behind medication use.
Makes you think for sure. And the final category,
Seclusion. Isolating someone even without a locked door.
like a timeout for a kid, sending them to their room.
That's a common example. The key is whether the person feels they can leave freely or not. The feeling of being trapped is what makes it a restrictive practice.
It seems like finding the right balance between keeping people safe and respecting their autonomy is incredibly delicate. But DSS isn't just about defining the problem, right? They're actively working on solutions.
That's what I find so impressive about their approach. They're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk. A major part of their strategy is something called a behavior support plan.
I remember you mentioning that earlier. You compared these plans to a roadmap.
Yes.
Can you explain that analogy?
Absolutely. Imagine trying to navigate a new city without a map or GPS. You're likely to get lost and frustrated, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm completely reliant on Google Maps these days.
Well, supporting someone without understanding their needs and behaviors is similar. A behavior support plan provides that roadmap. It helps you navigate the complexities of their world.
So it's not just about reacting to behavior in the moment. It's about understanding the root cause, the why behind it.
Precisely. It's like detective work, gathering clues to understand what's driving the behavior instead of simply trying to suppress it.
That's a great analogy. It makes it sound much more proactive and respectful than just trying to control someone.
And that's exactly what DSS aims for. They want to empower people, not control them.
This has been such an insightful conversation. It feels like we've only just scratched the surface of this topic.
There's always more to explore. But I think we've covered some really important ground today.
Well, I think that about wraps it up for this deep dive into document support services. It's been an incredible journey. We've learned so much about restrictive practices, positive behavior support, and the power of truly understanding and supporting each other.
It's been a privilege to share this exploration with you.
And with you, our listener. We hope this deep dive has given you new insights, sparked your curiosity, and maybe even inspired you to approach your own interactions with a little more empathy and understanding.
Remember, everyone has a story to tell, a reason behind their behavior. Take the time to listen, to learn, and to connect.
That's where real change begins. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another fascinating deep dive into a topic you care about.